Hello.
What's up?
Ready to kick gang leader butt.
Well,
I'm hearing an echo.
Howdy ho, neighborinos.
Hello.
Looking for the right dice. How was the in-person game?
We
Great.
had such a delightful time with you.
Yeah, I thought it went really well.
It was super fun. I had a great time. I was probably too bossy pants, but I had a great time.
No,
Sorry.
we all got bossy because there were only 3 of us.
Very true.
Did we miss any plot-related stuff?
Nope. We ran something back in time.
We went back in time. We time traveled and altered our.
Nice. Ooh, rolled a 6 and a 5 with my first roll. I'm hearing it.
Now we're richer in the present moment.
Oh, it was me, I think, because I forgot to mute myself. Nope, it wasn't me.
Yeah. Hey, Captain. Sorry, that was for my kids, not the real captain. We know who the real captain is.
Right.
There's Cameron. I can definitely hear you. So, looks like the only one we are missing is Bakasura.
Gosh, dang it, David, he was just playing Pokemon with me.
I'm sure he's on his way.
We got a Pokemon called Regigigas.
Uh-huh.
I'm looking at the map and I'm like, what is the house without questions? That's just too...
So you will
Oh, we can't ask about it. That's the questions.
you will learn about the house without questions.
Oh, good. Okay, cool.
So I will go ahead and introduce us while we're waiting for Bakasura to join, and waiting for Raph to log into Roll20. But welcome to Pirates of Drinax. We will be picking right up where we left off last week with a little bit of side note information from the live game adventure from last Sunday. But before I do get started, let me go ahead and thank the friends of the Greenwater Guildhall, the first on that list. If you are watching on Twitch, scroll down. You should see some tiles there that will link to these fine people's web pages. If you don't see the links, click on my profile image and those links should pop up. The first on the list is the Speechless Bard. She and her husband make beautiful leather products for your tabletop games, such as leather covers for your core rule books. She has a full line of dice bracelets where each dice on the bracelet is a different color, excellent for Pride Month. She has a dice rolling mat that when it is rolled up, it looks like a spell scroll. So definitely give her a look. All of her work is done by hand. It is fantastic work. She is over in the UK, so if you're purchasing for a gift or anything that's time sensitive, make sure that you think ahead and just keep in mind that it takes a while for it to cross the pond and make it through U.S. Customs. Evidently, leather's dangerous in some way. Next on that list is the Fable Beard Company. Fable Beard Company makes beard products such as oils, balms, butters, and co-wash. And each scent profile is a different fantasy character. For instance, right now I am wearing the Hero, which smells of rich cologne and warm tobacco. Not so much on the tobacco end. I don't get much of that, but I do smell a lot of cologne. But when I say a lot of cologne, it smells more of cologne than it does of tobacco. It is a very actually mild scent that carries well throughout the day. It's not overwhelming. They make really good products, and I'm sure that you'll find a fantasy character on there that fits your style and what you're looking for. They do have a buy one, get one free for first-time purchasers, so if you go to their website and you fill out your information and take 2 beard oils and put them in your cart, and if you use the code FIRST, the second beard oil will be discounted to free. So definitely check them out. So what happened on Sunday's game? If you weren't there, if you couldn't make it for the barbecue, you didn't miss anything. We did a little side trek where we went back in time to before everybody had left the high port at Marduk. And Ching Shi, Captain Beth, and Keith Clark, they all took or not Captain Beth, I'm sorry. Ching Shi, Raph, and Keith Clark all took a side mission to crew a laboratory ship called Insight 3. And Insight 3 was owned and operated by a group of dysfunctional scientists where none of them got along. One of them was a, quote, celebrity scientist, and they kept calling him a professor, but he wasn't really a professor. But he was the go-to guy for all of the news stations whenever some science topic came up, because he had successfully written a book describing jump mechanics for the layman. It was basically jump drives for morons. None of these guys were able to function together very well. They traveled, they did some soil samples on Marduk, and then they jumped out of Marduk and went to Borite, which is the same system that your space station is in. And while they were on Borite, the crew learned a little bit about the planet Borite, that it is operated by the BCA, which is the Borite Continuity Authority, which is a holdover of the old government that was in place 1,000 years ago during the Sindalian Empire. And they are basically a TL4 backwards community. Borite is a nothing planet anymore. There's no empire that's buying their products, and so they just don't really matter to anybody. And they have about a 1920s Earth tech level. And while on Borite, the crew received a distress call from a damaged free trader that was slowly falling into the gas giant's atmosphere. And they went out and hijinks happened, and they discovered this ship that was partially blown apart. And when they went to rescue the crew, they discovered that the crew was transporting an ancient Sindalian bioweapon, and the crew said they weren't going to have any part of that. And the crew of the Jolly Joel, which was the damaged ship, attempted to hijack the ship that that Raph and Keith and Ching were in, and they ended up shooting 2 of them to the point of unconsciousness. The third guy, they rounded him up, and they stuck all of them along with the bioweapon back on their failing craft and said, "F you," and took off. And the guy that hadn't been shot was named Garv. And alas, poor Garv was left on a ship with no engines and no power to slowly die as the ship was sucked into the atmosphere and crushed in the atmo of a gas giant.
Wow, brutal.
Yeah, they flat out told Gar to go fuck himself. And so...
God can eat a whole bag of dicks.
Yeah. He even pleaded and begged for his life, and Raph was like, nope, see ya, and shut the airlock. I've never been so proud. So that was Sunday's game, and the players in Sunday's game were awarded a XP point, and I promised you that I would show you that screen to spend those. Let me find that. Here it is. Somewhere. I think this is it. Let me take a look. Maybe this is it.
So, Chris,
Yes.
one of the things I wanted to say on Sunday is that my ass needs to be training a skill at all times. Skill training is a thing that we do when there's downtime and jump phase, and I need to be on that shit, learning something.
Well, those downtime learning skills are the main Traveler rules. I don't use those. I use the optional rules out of the Traveler Companion, which is to award experience points. And the reason I do that is that essentially every time that you jump, you are spending a week of downtime. Now, that's not to say that there can't be role play that happens during that week, but
8 weeks of downtime to train a skill, and
Right.
they need to be non-consecutive.
right. But if you're traveling a long distance, you can all of a sudden start leveling up in skills rather quickly, and so that is why I use the companion, the Traveler Companion rules. Is that it's just too. What I have seen in the past was that characters leveled up way too fast. And so instead, you get experience points. Now, on this page that I just set you guys to, there is a table called Gaining Skills, and there is a table called Gaining Characteristics. Those tables are how you can spend your skill points, or your experience points. You can either spend them immediately, of course, if you have enough, or if you want to buy a new skill, of course, you can do something with 1 experience point. Otherwise, if you want to do something, you're probably going to want to hang on to them, because it can start to get expensive, especially for characteristics. Now, keep in mind there's a different expenditure for physical characteristics as opposed to mental characteristics, and you can never, ever spend experience points to raise your social stat. That is something that either does or does not happen through roleplay. And the social stat's weird anyways, because it can mean different things to different characters, and it can mean different things to different races, and it can mean different things depending on where you're at in space. So it's very fluid. But where we left off with our main game, the crew had stopped a gang of thieves from trying to steal the Harrier, the Vahurg, and they found out that these particular thieves were a part of Peter Vallis's gang. You guys don't really know much about Peter Vallis, other than that he is a big name top dog, or one of the top dogs in the pirating world. He's like the what was his name? Captain Thane. He's like the Thane of pirates. His name is Peter Vallis. You know, Thane to Jack Rackham kind of level.
I thought that was Captain Beniago Kurth. Wait, no.
That's the wrong game. Beniago Kurth. Yeah. Yeah. So once you had stopped these pirates, Ching Shi, Captain Beth, and Keith, you guys all got, or at least Ching Shi did. I'm pretty sure Ching Shi is the one who got the phone call. But her mobile comm went off, and it was Admiral Darokkyn inviting the entire crew to dinner at the Rose Pavillion in his private booth. Hold on just a moment here.
You know what? That I'm hurting real bad because I'm a big top fan of them. But can we take a nap? Because I got hit a lot.
Oh yeah, everybody's injured. I probably need to do some medicing.
Yeah.
I got shot. Yeah.
So you guys kind of all meander back to Captain Beth's hotel suite in the Grand Hotel, and she's going to patch you guys up. Captain Beth, I will go ahead and allow you to make a medical check for each person who's injured.
Okay. I believe I'm injured a little bit. Okay. So, how does my roll determine?
So, you want to roll 2d6 plus medic plus your EDU, or intellect, it doesn't really matter, since you're kind of doing first aid here. And it's an average check, so every point above 8 is how many points that person gets back to heal themselves.
Alright, so who's first?
I have 0 on my 10 endurance.
Did you take any strength or dexterity damage?
I took 3 dexterity damage.
So you're going to fill the dexterity first. And let me double check something here.
So it's 5 plus 5 because my medic's 30 and the EU's 2. So, you got 8. Things this one. And then Rexar next? Okay, so Rexar gets 6 points.
Okay. So Rexar, you get 6 points back. Let's see.
And who else? Is anybody else injured?
Raph is injured.
Raph? Dang, I'm all good. Let's see. You get 6 points. Distribute.
Sick. I came back to the Hightown neighborhood going like, yo, won't you please the night I had? Oh my god.
So I will just go.
Okay, guys.
Ching Shi, did you take any damage?
I did not.
Okay. So Rexar,
Alright.
what's your current endurance?
3 out of 10.
So roll 1d6 minus 1.
What's the modifier for a 6 endurance?
5.
You got a 5.
Raph, the modifier for 6 endurance is 0, I think.
That is correct. So,
That makes sense.
I only lost 1 point, so I'm glad I rolled snake on my enemy and not somebody who's like seriously injured.
okay. So, Rexar, you gain back 5 of your endurance points through natural healing.
Sweet. That puts me at 7 endurance.
Keith Clark, what is your current endurance?
I got healed all the way.
Oh, okay. Perfect then. Raph, what's your current endurance? Raph?
Oh, 6.
So roll 1d6. It's plus 0.
I want to do this too, if possible.
Yeah.
So you get 6 endurance back. So if that raises you to
I
full,
already got that.
so if that raises you to full, then you're full.
Yeah.
And-
I'm full. I'm full.
So-
all of a sudden, my headache feels so much better.
So Captain Beth, did you take any damage?
I took 1 damage, so I'm down 1. My endurance is 8 now. Can I roll for healing for that?
Yeah, you can roll 1d6 plus 0, and you'll get that many points back. But if you only took 1, you'll probably get at least 1 point back. So that should bring you back up to full.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Thank you.
And so that additional represents the time spent that you are laying about and resting, in addition to the wonderful first aid medicinal drugs that your doctor hooked you up with. Your doctor and captain.
That's right. Captain Doctor. Doctor, you.
If I
Thank you,
eat,
Captain Doctor. I feel much better.
No problem.
I'll still got some scratches, but I'll bet you.
I got blood all over the hotel room. I hope they don't care.
Yeah,
There
yeah.
are additional charges.
They're going to need a lot of lemon pledge. So
If I were to pop a bio pill and eat some meat, would that heal me up a bit, or no?
are you still down?
I am still down 4 health. I got fucked up.
Yeah.
No, you're pretty much as healed as you're going to get for the day, unless. But I mean, you're only down endurance. But if you're not 100% healed, the only way that you could really heal more at this point would be if you wanted Beth to put you under and do surgery,
No, thank you.
which that can lead to you being down for quite some time. Now, Bakasura may not be with you right now because he's doing exactly that. He is at a cyber clinic getting a new leg.
It's
So
not good enough for that. No.
with Raph, Raph brought somebody with her. And this is a young woman named Vlon. Vlon is a very young corporate accountant. She has broker 4. You had a question about what the house without question is, and Vlon is happy to answer your questions. She's been here for a while, and that is actually where she's been staying.
No. Okay.
So, it is said that the house without question is older than Thieves. It is a place of last resort for travelers. One may go to the house if you have nowhere else to go, and they will take you in, clothe you, feed you, and protect you. No questions asked. You may also go to the house and hire them to perform a task. If it is possible, they will quote a price, and if you pay the price, they will somehow accomplish your desired goal. Again, no questions asked on either side. In effect, it is a halfway house that's halfway between a charity and an assassin's guild.
That's the coolest part.
The other location that she tells you of is the Church of the Traveler. The Church of the Traveler,
Merchandise.
there are several members of the cult of the Church of the Traveler that live in the lower city. The cult believes that God is traveling the universe incognito in human form, spying on humanity in order to judge the species. Some believers practice charity and kindness in hopes that one of their beneficiaries will be God in disguise. Others believe that God is a serial murderer, and it is literally the best way to find God by going around killing people. So she
Oh, that's not that that's true.
she recommends, avoiding the Church of the Traveler. Or not, depending on, So, do you guys still need this page up with the characteristics or the skill charts?
No, I'm good.
Okay. What about you, Raph?
I put Raph's RP in the chat.
Yes. Yes, the anti-edge trick. But yeah, Raph, do you need the charts for the gaining skills and gaining characteristics still up? Or have you spent?
I don't need it. I'm going to start hoarding my XP points.
Okay. All right. And how about Qingxi?
I don't need it still up. I've got, if I need to look something up, I've got my manual.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, but you don't have the traveler companion.
Oh no, I don't have the companion. I assumed that was in the player's handbook, but I think I'm good.
Okay. I mean, what I'll do is I'll grab those. I've got them as individual graphics, and I'll post them to our Facebook group as well.
Perfect.
So, you guys patch up as best you can. Most of you are looking pretty good. Rexar is still a little slow, but not terrible. Let's see, it is 7. Your endurance is at a +0, so, I mean, you know, you'll probably heal.
It's nothing. I'm big bumped up.
So there are certain things, like with surgery, the first thing, you don't just let anybody cut on you for surgery. The second thing is that you really, really want to have that sterile environment. And the reason is that, first of all, with surgery, your medic skill, the knife cuts both ways. So in this case, Beth Smith did a really good job. But let's say that her total roll was a 5 instead of, a 14. That would mean that you took 3 additional points of damage.
Oh, no.
Right. So you don't want a shitty doctor.
It's pretty accurate to how it works in real life.
Right. And then
the whole point.
And then the fact of the matter is that you want to be in a sterile environment because you would have to make an endurance check at some point to make sure that you didn't catch an infection. And and that can, of course, cause you to take more damage. So, yeah, maybe doing surgery in a hotel room isn't such a great idea. I mean, in some cases you don't have a choice, but, if you can avoid it, it's better to just limp it off.
I could go put in my battle dress because it automatically injects me with drugs.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you guys want to go shopping for an auto dock for the Harrier. Just climb in and let the auto dock deal with it, and
That sounds awesome. The auto dock.
So yeah, you guys patch up, clean up, and the hotel room is a disaster. And you make your way over to the Rose Pavillion. And as you arrive, the hostess already recognizes you and says, "Oh, good, you're here. The Admiral is awaiting you," and leads you back to his private booth. And the door slides open, the privacy door. And inside this booth is a long table. And at the end is sitting Admiral Darokkyn in his white and silver naval-type uniform. Now, this is obviously not a Imperial naval uniform. Imperial naval uniforms are actually maroon-colored. This is black and silver. It has no insignias or medals at all on it. The only thing that shows on it is a gold and silver pin on the left breast of a pair of crossed bones and a silver letter D. And he stands and says, "Please, my guests, come in, have a seat. Let us meet and eat and discuss our troubles." And he welcomes you in, and the privacy door shuts, and the glass goes opaque, and the room is soundproof. You are given the finest in cuisine. There is a hot cheese fondue, lobster, steaks. I mean, this is all real stuff imported from off-world.
Nexar has the fancy wine glass, and he's lapping out of it.
Raph just chugs wine.
Though there's plenty of wine to be had. There is, sorry, my brain just completely blew up. I'm not sure what the hell's wrong with
I'm
me.
sure you want to invite Raph. I mean, she can be quiet. She had plenty of drink last night. We're good. No more drinking. But I mean, Hera the dog, you know.
Yeah, there.
Does this guy know where the widows are from, or how that started? I'm so curious. I'm gonna ask everybody. You probably get murdered for it, right?
He doesn't really have much information about where the widows are from. He finds them just as fascinating as you do.
Okay.
Both Keith Clark and Ching Shi make social checks, and you can make that with a boon dice. So roll 3 and take the 2 highest.
Nine. Whoa.
11.
Nice.
9.
So, Admiral Darokkyn, basically, he chats with the two of you, Keith and Ching, about being in the Navy and what led him to leave. He just didn't believe that the upper brass were effectively doing their jobs, and ultimately that led to him taking 30 or so of their ships and leaving. Once the meal is over, the waiter and waitress come in and serves everybody Tobian brandy and leaves the bottle on the table. And you see Admiral Darokkyn kind of swish it around and take a sip. You can all tell, I mean, this guy's been an admiral. You can just see it. It's a part of his core existence. Like, he sits ramrod straight. He always has perfect posture. He's charming, urbane, cultured. It's clear that no matter what room he's in, he's better than everybody else there. When he speaking to Keith and Ching, he speaks like he's at a dinner party with the Third Imperium Emperor. It's not like he's actually in a pirate den of thieves. He's just a cut above. He tells you. Oop, hold on a second. I'm blowing up for a second here. If I can get my phone to work. So, yeah, back to Sarah is getting his leg. He's actually boxing things up for, he's moving, so. So, he tells you, he says, let's get down to brass tacks, shall we? Says, I understand through my spies that You're here on Thieves following up on those terrible raids that happened on Torpol and Clark. Am I correct?
That's right.
That's right, yeah.
He says, and I would imagine by this point, you've followed up on the lead that you're searching for a one Miria Silverhand, and that she would have knowledge on where a ferric red thane is located.
Exactly.
Says, well, I can help you since I know the location of where Miria Red Thane, or where Miria Silverhand is. Says, he says, if you were to follow up on this situation, I'm not, whatever you want to do with Red Thane is entirely up to you. But if you were to follow up on your current situation, I would see well to award you for dealing with him.
Why?
Yeah, why?
Well, Ferric Red Thane and I have had a falling out, which is why his better half is here, searching for a way to get him ingratiated with the other gangs. The other gangs being Peter Valus and Hurl Irontooth. He says, I understand you've also had a run-in with Peter Valus's gang.
Yeah, and everyone says, ooh, watch out for him. But it
Peter,
didn't really seem that tough.
poor Peter Valus seems to be a bit of a wild card. He, the man was a slave in the Glorious Empire, and he made his escape, and during that escape, the Aslan of the Glorious Empire murdered his wife and child. He has come to us a pirate, but his goal of being a pirate is more of a one-man vendetta against the Aslan. He's gone out of his way to raid Aslan interests and shipping concerns, and he rarely leaves any survivors. He says, he looks at Rexar and he says, he's probably not going to like you.
I mean, the Glorious Empire are kind of pricks.
We're not keen on survivors either.
Yeah.
Right.
But I want to survive.
Well, I mean, we don't tend to leave them, is what I'm saying. We don't tend to leave survivors.
Okay.
He says,
We're keen on recruit.
he says the other large pirate gang would be that of Hurl Irontooth, who is himself an Aslan. He has a large pirate gang. I'm surprised that you haven't had any run-ins with him yet, but then again, you haven't been on Thieves for very long. Hurl Irontooth is a fairly vicious man. Cat man?
Make a prefer person.
And he says, if you follow through with your bounty, first, of course, you'll have to find Miria Silverhand and deal with her, which I will tell you where she's located. But if you follow that to the obvious conclusion, that would mean that Ferric Red Thane's gang will be without a captain. Deal with Red Thane. However, I would only ask to fly about Red Sand City for that kind of discussion to die down and remove the stain of whatever it is that you plan to do from my name.
Alright. That sounds fair.
So, to that end, I will tell you that Miria Silverhand is currently stationed, or hiding out, as it were, in a location in the lower city called the Scrapyard. Or the Scrap Heap, rather. It's number 8 on your map. And he brings up on the table, he sets down his mobile comm, and a small map of Black Sands lower city pops up, and he shows where the Scrap Heap is. He says, I've been told that she is currently hiding in a derelict fat trader that has been scrapped in the Scrap Heap, and she is using the local street urchins to move about town and take her messages to Peter Valus and Hurl Irontooth. He says, for whatever reason that you might have, he says, and I don't know why you would want to go there, but in case you do, if you want to have any kind of discussion with Hurl Irontooth, he's located in a derelict bar in the lower city called the Bilge Pump.
Okay. Is there like a better time of day to try and approach her, do you think? Do you have any information of that sort?
Well, I don't know that a time of day really matters. She can't easily move about. She is currently wanted, for lack of a better term. And she doesn't have the backing of either Hurl Irontooth or Peter Valus' gangs. And so, unless she is completely in disguise or moving about sullenly, there's no way that she would be able to leave very often. So, your guess is as good as mine, but I know that that is where she is staying.
Alright, awesome.
Rats volunteers her streetwise skills, however that might be useful if Captain wants it.
Yeah, I would think so. We might be able to figure out like specific things and messages are taken in and out of with that skill, I'd imagine. So we're gonna agree to approach her.
Okay, so the evening pretty much ends, and Admiral Darokkyn comes around and shakes each of your hands, like he's known you for years, and that you're dear and trusted friends. And he says, now, armed with your information, go forth and do what it is that you do. Good night, Captain.
Good night. Yeah.
So, it is later in the evening at this point. It's probably, I would say, 11 o'clock at night. You weren't getting sloshed. You were just sipping your Tobian brandy, which is very smooth and good. It's a good vintage. Darokkyn doesn't buy cheap shit. And it is up to you how you want to handle this. Do you want to head to the scrap heap immediately? Do you want to get a night's rest and heal up a bit more? Or let Rexar heal up a bit more? Do you want Rexar to go put on his battle dress? What do you want to do?
I can fight. I swear, everything's fine. And it says it stitches on.
He's got bare slashes of fur and stitches and staples and.
I'm like that.
So she's pinned down, but she's also wanted. So that means somebody else might get to her if we wait too long.
I'll
And it's
put
just
on
one
the
person.
So,
battle dress on the field.
Yeah, put on the battle dress here.
so from the conversation, the implication here is that it is Admiral Darokkyn's people that are after her.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm dumb. I didn't understand. I thought the
No.
two gangs were after her.
No, she's trying to get the aid of Peter Valus and Hurl Irontooth, and trying to get one or both of those gangs to side with Ferric Redthane. But Admiral Darokkyn told you that she's wanted. The only other gang that would be after her would be Darokkyn.
All right. Okay, so never mind. We can probably wait till morning.
So, I mean,
we're all trashed right now,
the
so I
strange-
think that would
The
not-
strange part about this is that Darokkyn knows where she's at, but hasn't sent anybody in to go get her. Instead, he brings this information to you.
Okay, so we should go to the bar.
Sounds like he's trying to get us in trouble.
I wouldn't necessarily say in trouble.
We know where he-
You know that it is rumored, and you have no way of confirming this, but it is highly rumored and probably fairly likely that Darokkyn is actually one of the rumored Lords of Thieves.
Yep, he's a Chad.
Howdy, neighbor.
So, I don't necessarily know that it would be so far as going to get you in trouble. I mean, of course, if Rexar shows up with battle dress and his plasma gun man portable, that could get you in trouble. But, you know, if you're just using regular small arms weapons, you're probably okay, even in battle dress.
Does the minigun count as a small arms weapon? It's attached to my arm.
Technically, yes, because it's just. I mean, no matter what you do with the minigun, it's still just a rapid fire machine gun. It's still firing 6mm rounds, so it just fires them at a high rate of fire. I'm sorry, what was that?
And the micro missiles on my shoulder.
You might want to ignore those.
Damn it.
Remember, one of the laws is don't fire off anything that's going to burst a hole in the atmospheric dome. Micro missiles would definitely do that.
The TGMP.
You what?
Leaving the TGMP. I'm
Yeah.
leaving the TGMP.
Yeah. That would be wise. What about the rest of you? How are you going to arm yourselves on this little junket?
Laser pistol, my bestie.
Laser's pistol will definitely be okay.
I'm gonna probably bring my advanced combat rifle.
That'll work. Probably want to ignore the underslung grenade launcher. It has that, doesn't it?
Yeah, I'll do the same.
Okay. All right. What about you, Keith?
Advanced combat rifle.
Yes.
All right.
Excellent.
Yeah, you can't really go wrong with the ACR. They are excellent weapons. And they have the scope. So don't forget, with the scope trait, when you fire the advanced combat rifle, if you're firing single shot or burst, you get to add a +1 to your attack roll because of the scope. The only time the scope doesn't do anything for you is when you go full auto fire. So, Rexar, roll. What is your current endurance, Rexar? 7?
7.
Roll 1d6 plus 0.
3.
So overnight, and well into the next morning, you get another 3 endurance back.
Yeah, I'm topped off.
So Rexar wakes up feeling much better. He slept until 1 in the afternoon, but he found a beam of sunlight coming through the window, and that's where he just kind of crashed. Raph, go ahead and make a streetwise plus intellect check.
Dooski. Oh, only 7.
So, you kind of, Raph goes ahead of the rest of the group while Rexar's, waking up, and goes down into the lower city, and you kind of scope out the scrap heap. And you note a couple of problems. So, you do see that there are a number of young street urchins that seem to be moving in and out of the scrap heap, but they seem to be going in all different directions. You weren't able to pin down a single one of them. They are wily little scamps and have evaded your efforts to follow them at every turn. The other thing that you notice is that around the scrap heap, you found a bunch of red flags.
Like literal red flags?
Yeah, the red flags that say that.
That's the no gun zone.
Yeah, it is a zone protected by the widows. That's what the red flags mean.
Puts down the red flags. Like, can you fraudulently make a red flag and stick it somewhere? Like, is that what's fucking happening right now? Or?
So, Beth Smith, make a intellect check.
Okay.
I'm gonna need to know what pistol whipping damage is.
I got 9.
So, pistol whipping damage is improvised. It is 2d6 minus 2 plus your strength modifier. So I'm sorry, Beth Smith, what'd you get?
9.
Raph, make another streetwise check. Or actually, Raph, make a recon check.
Seven. No, it's 7.
So, Raph and Captain Beth are talking over the comms. This is how you guys are noticing this. And Beth asked an obvious question. Can those flags be fake? Raph, from your current position, you're not able to get close enough to check the authenticity of these flags.
Sorry, one more time?
So, Raph and Captain Beth are talking over comms, over your mobile comm. And Captain Beth asked a very good question. She asked if the red flags could be faked. And you are unable to determine their authenticity from your current location. You would have to get closer.
Sorry, Captain. I'm unable to verify their authenticity from my current location. I would have to get closer.
Do you think it's safe to do so?
Well, I got my laser pistol, I got my dukes, and I can dip out and none of this needed to lead back to you.
I could just walk out there, grab one, and walk back.
That's true. We can have Rex start do it.
Well, I mean, this is the question. Do you want her to get closer to confirm these red flags are real or not, or do you want to wait until the entire group shows up?
I want to decide democratically which way we should go.
I'm willing to go deeper, Captain.
Also willing to go deeper.
All right. Well, you guys need to like arm wrestle each other, and whoever wins.
I'm not a stealthy person. I know. I'm more of a sweet talker.
Yeah, like a 7.5 foot tall cat in battle dress is going to be stealthy.
I'm not stealthy, but I do have 24 armor.
Okay. Yeah, I think you should go up with like club one and then just walk away. It'll be really weird for everyone, but we'll get the information that we want. I don't think anyone wants to.
He's just stand up, start whistling, and just walk over and pick the flag up and start bringing it back.
You be the bad cop, I'll be the good cop.
Okay, so Rexar, you're going down there with her?
I'm gonna start walking to a red flag, just whistling.
Okay. So Rexar, you make it down to the lower city, and you meet up with Raph. You're like somewhere in this area, and you walk over and you pick up one of the red flags and walk back. Nothing happens. You come back and you find out that these aren't real red flags at all. These are basically the red flags that you would find on a used car lot.
Yeah, good try.
They're wacky, wavy, inflatable, flinging.
Yes, yes.
They're very dangerous, be careful.
All right. So we don't do leave our guns at home. I was pretty sneaky then,
Yeah.
fuckers. So should we go in now or wait? What do you guys think?
I vote we go in. Go for it.
Okay.
Okay. I'm willing to go with you.
Is posing as buyers an option?
Well, there's not really anybody here. This is like an open junkyard of ship hulls. And as you come in, I mean, there's no real... there's paths that lead through this junk heap, and you just see ship hulls stacked on top of each other, and you don't really see, any kind of rhyme or reason. It seems like when they scrap a hull, they just drop it and move on. Everybody make an investigation check. Investigation plus intellect.
I gotta say plus intellect.
So, Rexar, the other thing to keep in mind, your battle dress also always gives you the scope trait for every gun that you fire, so you get to add a +1 to your gun combat.
I got an 11 on this point.
Wow.
I
Okay.
got a 6.
Yeah.
I got 10.
Keep got an 8.
What did Raph get?
Big brains.
First I got a 6.
Rap got an 8 even.
Okay, so basically everybody except for Rexar. You make your way towards the center of the scrap heap, and Ching Shi and Beth Smith, both of you make a recon check with a boon dice. Roll 3, take the 2 highest.
Seven.
I got 10.
So, Beth Smith, you see one of these little street urchins come running out of a ship hull and they don't notice you and takes off running out of the scrapyard. And this ship hull, let's see here, it is... It is a fat trader, and it is welded together with several other hulls. But the cargo bay doors are open.
Time to slip inside.
Are you guys trying to be sneaky, or are you just going in?
I think we're rolling up like slow motion, like walk style, like we're just, you know, incredibly intimidating as a group.
Okay. So when you come into this this scrap heap, you walk through these open cargo doors, and Raph knows this. She's been inside a fat trader. The S. Bendersmith is a fat trader. The cargo hold is simply massive to the eye. You could easily fly the Jabrobi into the cargo hold and close the doors easily. Yeah, they're huge. You immediately see that there is a toxic soup. Rexar, the scanners on your battle dress are registering that this is a extremely toxic chemical waste puddle all across the lower cargo hold, mostly made up of chemicals and heavy metals. But there is a metal ramp. There's a metal ramp that goes up to the upper deck. And you can see at the upper deck that there's a platform and the doors are open. Well, there's no power in here, so any doors that are open are going to stay open forever.
Nice.
That seems like the natural place to investigate, because nothing could survive that much right now.
Now, Raph, you know that this path to the upper deck pretty much leads straight to the bridge.
I will tell the captain that.
Okay.
Captain, I reckon if you steady on through this door right here, it takes you right through the bridge.
Okay, let's proceed with caution. Like, peek in through the doorway before we bust in there.
Okay. So, okay, hold on just a second. I need to double check something. I think I know how this works, but I just want to make double sure. Yeah. Not what I was looking for. Okay. So. One, two, three, four, five. Sweet. Out of this hallway, you hear a rapid-fire machine gun spin up. Rexar, she hits you with a 12. She's on auto fire. You're the first one to take damage. You can take a reaction to dodge.
Okay, I'll dodge.
Okay. So if you're dodging, on here.
Are we supposed to kill her or talk to her? I forget.
So Rexar, make a athletics dexterity check.
What was that?
Rexar, make an athletics dexterity check. Or just a dexterity check if you don't have athletics. Either one.
It's 5, 6, 7, 8, plus 2. That's 10.
Okay. So she actually did. She actually, with a 10, she's still hit, but that's only a plus 2 to damage instead of, plus 6. So. What's your armor?
22.
Okay, so you guys see Rexar's armor just start sparking up as bullets ricochet off of him. Ching Shi. 13, so that's a plus 5 to damage. Ching Shi, did you want to dodge?
I'd certainly like to try.
I thought we were peeking in around the door before we waltzed in.
She knows that you're here because you...
I think we were trying to peek and we got spotted, so
Right.
that's why we're not in initiative yet. It's because we've been seen and are being fired upon without being able to fire back.
Right, this is a surprise round, and then we'll do initiative.
Yeah.
So, Ching-Chi, do you want to use a reaction to dodge, or do you want to just let your combat armor take it?
I'd like to try and dodge.
Okay, so it's either your dexterity modifier, or if you have athletics dexterity, you can roll athletics dexterity and pick whichever one's higher.
They are the same, so that makes it easy. Give me just a sec. It's 9.
Okay. So that's only a plus 4 to damage. Which, every little bit helps. So... Oof. So what's your armor?
15, and I don't like the sound of that.
So I'm sorry, what was your armor?
17.
Okay. So you take 2 points of endurance damage that got through your armor.
Could I use a reaction to stick my shield out and give her 2 armor?
You could take a second reaction and use your shield, yes.
I'll do that.
Okay? So now on your next turn, for any action that you do, you're at -2.
That's fine.
Okay. Beth Smith.
But that was blocking for Ching-Chi, so she didn't take damage, right?
Correct. So yeah, Ching-Chi didn't take any damage because Rexar held up his shield. 11. So Beth Smith, that's plus 3 damage. Do you want to dodge?
Yeah.
So it's either your dexterity modifier or you can roll athletics dexterity if you have the skill. I mean, you can roll either way and take the -3 if you don't have athletics dexterity, but...
I rolled a 12.
Okay. That's actually better. So she actually misses... Beth Smith dodges out of the way completely and takes no damage. Keith Clark. Hits with a 9, which is only a +1 to damage. Keith, do you want to dodge?
Yes, I'd like to dodge.
Okay, so Dex DM, or you can roll Athletics Dexterity.
Okay, I got 8.
Okay, so she still beat that. What is your armor?
8.
So you take 1 point of damage, 1 off your endurance. And last but not least, Raph.
I got a 7 to dodge.
Okay. Oof. Ouch. So, Raph, what's your armor?
11.
Okay. You take 4 points of endurance damage.
4?
4. And let me come up here. Let me throw you guys up on initiative.
So you're at 0. Oh, you're +1?
Let's see here. Okay.
Alright.
Okay, so oof. Miria Silverhand got a whopping 5. There's 3, 0. Oh wait, 1, Beth and Ching Shi, which of you wants to go first?
Captain can go first.
Okay. So from behind,
Is there,
you, three gang members, obviously members of Miria Silverhand's crew, are coming in through the toxic soup in the lower cargo hold, armed with body pistols, and they are flanking you from behind. Miria Silverhand goes on a 5, and her rapid fire machine gun is down for the round because the barrel is glowing because she fired it off at auto 8, spraying the entire hallway with bullets. Personally, she should be a little bit embarrassed. She should have done better than that. So she, as a minor action, draws her Gauss pistol and takes a shot at Raph. However, Raph, because of your dodging, you have a +10 to your armor. And she hits. She ignores 3 points of armor for 10 points of damage. So, Raph, what's your armor? So
11.
So that would be 21. So yeah, you don't take any damage. The Gauss pistol shot ricochets off of the beam that you're hiding behind. Rexar, what would you like to do?
You said 3 gang members popped up behind us.
Correct.
let me see.
Captain, are we supposed to kill these people or just talk to them?
I think what we need to do first is worry about the person manning the machine gun.
So, as was stated on Saturday when these guys were playing D&D and they came into the Ice Hunter village, we can kill a bunch of them. We only need one of them alive so that we can ask them questions.
Right. And then I'm just gonna turn and point at the 3 behind us with the minigun and spin it up.
Okay. If you do full auto fire, you can pick 3 targets.
Yeah, I'll full auto.
Go for it. Are you doing auto 4 or are you doing auto 8? Because at auto 8, now let me double check this. If you do auto 8, it has to cool down for 2 rounds.
That's fine. I'll auto 8, and I'll look back at the person with the machine gun. This is how you use a machine gun.
So you can roll twice on each one of those guys.
I can do what?
You can roll twice on each one of those guys.
Okay. First roll.
2, 4, 6. Yeah. So that you can roll twice on 2 of them.
First roll for the first guy. Let's see. This is heavy weapons portable, right?
That's a very good question. Let's see here. I don't believe so. Let's see here.
Or is it gun combat slug?
Oh, no, you're right. It's heavy weapons man portable.
Okay, so that's just an 8.
That just hits. Roll 3d damage.
11 for the first one.
So he takes 7. He's still up. Your second shot on him.
Is this one also at -2?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, everything that you do this round is at -2. So
That's okay, because I rolled 2 6s, -1, so 11.
well, the damage is at -2. Just the to hit is -10.
I know, it's a hit, it's an 11.
Oh, okay then. So So roll 3d plus 3.
Oof. 12.
Okay, the first guy is turned into hamburger, and he's not dead, but he is extremely unconscious and bleeding out. Will probably be dead soon. Second guy, make your 2 attacks. You're basically raking this thing back and forth.
That's another 8.
Okay. Roll 3d for damage.
That's 7 damage, didn't roll good.
Okay, make your second attack at -2.
That's a 5.
That completely goes wild and misses. Last guy, make your 2 attacks at -2.
8 to hit.
Roll 3d for damage. Okay. Okay. Make your second attack at -2.
9 to hit.
Roll 3d plus 1 for damage.
12.
Okay, he's down and unconscious. So there's only one guy behind you left, and the barrels of your minigun are glowing and need 2 rounds to cool off before you can fire again.
That's okay. After I do that, I'm going to turn on my axe and my shield and just start, like... You ever see Rogue One, that scene where Vader's walking down the hallway with the red light?
Yes, yeah.
I'm going to start walking towards the person that shot at us.
Keith Clark, what would you like to do?
What is the distance between me and the person who shot at us?
12 meters.
12 meters.
So 2 minor
Cross
actions.
an Aslan.
And this was a minigun that was shot at us, right?
Essentially, yeah, it's a rapid fire machine gun.
Okay. I guess I will shoot with my advanced combat rifle at her.
Okay. Do
I want to do what?
first auto 2 score? I believe that's correct, isn't it? Let me double check.
It's auto 3.
Auto 3. So you can add 3 to your damage. Now,
Yeah, I'll do that, yeah.
so normally, because the advanced combat rifle has a scope, you'd have a +1. However, you dodged, so you're -1. So you're at a flat dice roll. So roll 2d plus your gun combat plus dex.
9.
That's a hit, so that's an additional +1 to damage. So that is 3d plus 4 total.
Okay. 14.
Jesus.
You got a 14 for damage?
14 damage, yeah.
She's wearing a boarding vac suit with 13 armor, so she takes 1 point of damage. She didn't bother to dodge. She knows that her suit can take it. Okay. With your minor action, did you want to move forward 6 meters? Keith,
Yeah.
did you want to, with your minor action, did you want to move towards her?
I wanted to find some cover if possible.
Okay, you can do that. You find something to hide behind. You find a ship bulkhead to hide behind, which gives you a +10 to your armor.
Thanks.
Raph, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna shoot something.
You got one guy behind you. You got her up ahead.
The guy behind me.
Yeah, there's one of them left.
Let's see. That's 12 to hit.
That's a hit. So are you shooting at her or are you shooting at the guy behind you?
The guy behind me.
Okay. Yep, that is a hit with a +4 to damage.
$17 damage.
Oh boy. Okay. Yeah, you core him with a laser blast right in the chest, and he goes down. Rexar. Raph, what would you like to do with your minor action? Do you want to stay put with cover, or do you want to move forward towards Miria or Miria?
I want to aim at the person with the big gun
Okay.
that just sprayed at us.
So next round you'll be at +1.
Cool.
Captain Beth, what would you like to do?
Am I able to, like, get her? Like, just run right at her?
So she's 12 meters away, which would be 2 minor actions. You could move forward with 1 minor action and duck behind because there's sections that stick out, and you could duck behind the section that's sticking out, which will give you +6 to your armor to duck behind, and you could shoot around that girder.
So it's already Templar, then.
You also just hide behind me.
But not if she wants to get closer to Miria.
I started walking towards Miria at the end of my turn.
That's true.
Okay,
He's
yeah.
6 meters ahead of you.
Take cover, then.
Do you want
I
to...
should just take cover and try and take a shot from cover then, if I can.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Got 10.
Oof. So that is a +2 to damage.
Can I use burst, like, teeth?
You sure can. So that would be a +5 to damage.
And how many dice do I roll?
So you're using an advanced combat rifle, that's 3D.
Okay, great, good. I rolled, let's see, 6, 12, +5, so it's 20.
Whew. Yeah, so that uses up all of she's got her pistol in her right hand, or she's got her pistol in her right, and she hits a screen and it pops up and she goes,
It's counting down.
Okay, time to run.
Ching Shi, what would you like to do?
Disarm the arm. I don't know. Not funny? Okay, sorry.
Well, I thought we had questions for her as we're like fighting. I thought that she knew.
She knows where Ferric Redthane is.
Yeah, whatever. So we don't want to kill her. So I'm gonna tell her. I'm gonna shout out that I understand she's protecting her territory, but we just wanted to ask a question.
Okay.
I know by now it's probably too late, but I feel like mowing everyone down without having. I mean, I understand we were protecting ourselves because her crew opened fire, but we need information from her before she blows everyone up.
Right.
And then she's welcome to blow herself up if she wants.
Make a persuasion check at Bane dice. So roll 3.
Really.
Yep, roll 3 and take the
Lowest.
2 lowest.
Okay. Let's see. My lowest would be 4. Do I get to add a social?
Correct.
So that'd be 5.
Okay. She just yells back, "Fuck you!"
Yeah, I get that at this point.
And she yells something about, "You'll never take me alive!"
Well,
Well, I mean, I'm bigger than you. I can just grab you.
what was the Admiral's name?
Darokkyn.
Darokkyn. I want to say Darokkyn sent us. We think to kill you, and we don't know why. Before you blow us all to hell, can you tell us?
Ooh. Make another persuasion check at just a regular roll, plus your soch.
9.
Okay. She reaches over and disarms her counting arm and sets her Gauss pistol down and holds up her hands and surrenders.
I'm gonna do similarly just to try and put her at a little bit of ease. So I'm letting go of my weapon. We want to talk, but
So you slowly make your way up to the bridge. This is what Miria looks like. Let me find her. Here she is. She is a looker, let me tell you. So this is Miria Silverhand. She's a verified Twitch user or Twitter user. She has the blue check mark. You can tell by her hair.
that's surprisingly a lot like what my hero forge for my character looks like.
You can tell that Miria has been, in addition to her arm, Miria has been jacked out. She's got cybernetic eyes. She's got the arm. The arm has a self-destruct bomb in it. The arm, her cyber arm also gives her a strength of 15. She
Is she gonna die if I don't do something, or is she okay for a minute?
She's got strapped to her left leg. She's got an auto med pack, so she's already getting injected with drugs.
Okay, I can stay back then. I don't want to. I don't want to make her mad.
So Miria says, she says, so Darokkyn sent you. He clearly wants me dead.
All we know is that he sent us to find you, gave us permission to take whatever action was necessary, but never told us why.
So there's a number of reasons why, but I know that he really wants the love of my life, my husband, dead. But at this point, I don't see any way to really get around that.
Maybe we can work together.
She says, I'll tell you where Ferric is, but please from
Understand?
So she tells you, she says, be careful. It's armed with 2 double pop-up turrets, so it'll appear to be unarmed at first. but don't fall for the ruse. Don't get too close. She says both turrets are armed with twin pulse lasers. It has a full crew of 10, which includes 5 crewmen and 4 Marines, and Ferric as captain. She says he's hiding out currently on an icy methane wasteland on the 4th moon of a nameless rock tagged 540PD-5/4, and she gives you coordinates of where to find this. It's basically at the outer edge of Thieves' solar system, like out in the Oort cloud. She says she can send a message to Ferric to please stand down. There's just no way around this. And, but that message is going to take a good 22 hours to reach him. Because he, your ship with thrust 5, you've got at a 5G burn, you guys can get out there in probably about a week and a half on a 5G burn. No, it's probably about 2 weeks on a 5G burn. It'd probably be faster if you just did a jump, an in-system jump. It would be faster for you to jump to the Oort cloud than it would if you did a 5G burn from Thieve. But she says she can send a message. It'll take 22 hours to reach him. A week later, you'll show up, and you can negotiate however you want. And she says, so...
Or we could double cross her and just tell homeboy that paid us to come here that the way is open now. They've been told to stand down.
Well, here's the thing, though. If you do that, it's not in your best interest, because in your best interest, it would be to capture him alive and bring him back to Clark and let them put him up for trial. Or you could bring his corpse back to Clark and put him up for and show it to them. The reason why that's in your best interest is because that nets you 2.5 mega credits. 2.5 million credits. Which is the whole reason you're out here doing this to begin with. That and the fact that if you return him to Clark, either dead or alive, preferably alive, not only does that net you the 2.5 million credit bounty between Torpal and Clark, but it also moves both of those systems 1 or actually 2 levels closer to being a part of the new Kingdom of Drinax. So it's in your interest to bring him back.
So all of this is supposed to be happening, and simultaneously we're looking for information on the raids. So I want to know, can we kill those birds with more than one, or kill more than one bird with this stone? Like,
he was the leader.
Know anything about the raids?
Yeah, he was the leader of the raids. She is captain of the armed salvage hauler, the Mercifuge. She conducted the raid on Torpal's high port, and she's the one who cut the fuel tanks loose over Torpal. But she tells you that if you capture Red Thane alive and bring him back for sentencing at Clark, she tells you that she will bring the 6 ships under, including the Mercifuge, under your banner.
Cool. So what I'm thinking is, I want to know if there's a way we can arrange to satisfy our contract, but tell her about prisoner transfer, so she's got a shot at breaking him loose if she wants to, for a price.
You want to break out the Aslan racist?
No.
Oh,
Ferric isn't the Aslan racist.
Here was Peter Bayless.
Correct. This she shows you a picture of Ferric so that you know who to not shoot. This is Ferric Redthane.
Right. I thought that the guy that hated the Aslans was Peter.
Correct.
Oh, I may have gotten them mixed up.
Yeah, Peter Bayless is the one who hates Aslan.
Yeah. Whereas Redvane, or whatever his name is like Redvane. That's it, right there. He was friends to the Aslan.
So Ferric Redthane was the captain of the ships and ordered the raids on Clark and Torpal. He is ultimately responsible.
Okay.
And in his gang, there are 6 ships, including Miria Silverhand's ship, the Mercifuge, which now is short 3 crew members.
So I'm just thinking, maybe for easy access to all of her fleet, for a simple takeover for whatever ships we want of her fleet, we can leak the details of the prisoner transfer once we've met the requirements of the contract to bring him in.
Sure, you can do that. Technically,
That's
she.
just an idea.
Well, technically, she would be a part of your fleet. Now, here's the only problem with that whole situation. So, Darokkyn has given you guys the go-ahead and his blessing from the Lord. So, Ferric Redthane's pirates will become your pirates. So, essentially, Miria Silverhand will be a lieutenant in Captain Beth Smith's potentially. But I don't know if that matters to you.
Seems like somebody to have on her side.
Yeah, she's pretty badass.
Yeah.
I mean, like, once it's out of our hands, we could leak information, I suppose. It could blow up in her face. You need to play it by ear, I guess, and see how she works out as a member of the crew.
Yeah, that works for me. I'm just thinking, once Darokkyn satisfied, if from there she can get her husband back, then that would be kind of badass. But not necessarily to double cross the Admiral, but if we could, or not let him know that we're double crossing the Admiral, but more like, hand him over, money's changed hands, handshake, get sent off, and then he gets raided and loses everything. That's sort of what I envision.
Yeah, no, you could do that. I mean, you could leak it in such a way and not really let it be known that that Miria has joined with you, so that she appears either to be a rogue agent or dead, and whatever she does after that, you can do whatever you want.
Oh yeah, let's do something like take pictures of her looking like we've killed her, but we haven't really killed her.
Well, she is pretty fucked up. I mean, you guys shot her pretty well.
Right? Just squirt some ketchup on her forehead and snap a few pics.
Okay.
I could probably rig up an arm that looks like her exploding arm.
Ooh, as like a token. Oh,
Yeah,
I
like
like it.
we'll be like, it's done or whatever. I
Yeah.
don't think that she's like cool enough to,
Totally.
deceive Darokkyn for, because he's pretty.
Maybe.
Yeah, I dig that. I agree. Ressa,
Okay.
Go ahead.
And maybe get a better arm for Bakasura in the process.
Okay, so let's see here.
Go on.
So Beth Smith, you need to make 2 checks. The first check, let's see here. Do you have science cybernetics?
Dude, I'm rolling so good tonight.
13. deception plus intellect at a +5.
My deception compared to anyone else.
I don't have it.
Neither.
Of course, your deception plus intellect +5.
Oh, 8, 10, 11, 16.
Okay, so that's a +8. That is a critical success. You have a photo of her arm that looks like it's been cut off of her body. You could leak it to the local internet on Thieves with something about how you killed Miria Silverhand.
Won't we have to leave for a year though if we leak that information?
You have to leave. You have to leave and not come back to Thieves if you kill Ferric Redthane. But Miria is asking you to please take him alive and trying to do everything in her power to make sure that he doesn't die in this confrontation.
It seems like we have nothing but positives for not killing this guy.
Will this picture of her arm make it to him before the message?
No, you can release it so it's just local on the network on Thief. So you got to figure, so like if you're going out to the Orc Cloud, there's a 22-hour time delay. Nobody out in the Orc Cloud is going to be tied into the internet on the main world. It's just, imagine that kind of lag. I'm trying to play World of Warcraft, and I've got a 22-hour ping time.
Well, also, does Ferric and, I mean, considering they're nefarious, does Ferric and Miria have like a safe word we could include in the description of the arm?
Yeah. It is, you know.
Here's the arm of our enemy, strawberries.
Right, yeah, there you go. I was going to say banana, but strawberries works as well. Giraffe. Sea cucumber.
She's going to get the hell out of here, right? If we do this for her, she's going to leave, like...
Yes, she's going to go back. She wants to know where you want her to go. She is essentially going to assemble the rest of the other 5 ships, or 4 ships, and head to wherever you tell her to take them.
Okay.
I mean, you could tell her to jump to Drinax, which might not be a great location since Drinax has a very to park them at the space station in station on Borite to steal. So, I mean, all they'd be doing is living there.
So we show up and give instructions or something.
Right.
Probably. Good spot. Nobody knows about it.
Right. So is that what you want to do? Is tell her to go to the station?
Yes, I'd like to send them there.
Okay. She will do that. So you are leaking this picture on the local network and letting everybody know that you killed Miria Silverhand?
I want her to have a little bit of a head start, but yeah.
Okay.
Like, I don't want anyone to see her walking out the fucking
Well,
building.
she assures you that she can stealth her way out.
Okay, alright.
I mean, do we want to leak it over the general network, or we just want to tell Darokkyn that we did it? Because, like, I don't want allies of hers that we don't know about to come out of the woodwork and attack us if what we can do is just, like, email it directly to Darokkyn. Just DM him. And then he knows, and that's it, without there being an announcement.
If you were to just go to, like, Thief Book and post in the public forums this picture and say that you killed Miria Silverhand, your rep would go up.
don't want it to be. I don't want us to become the people to challenge or anything like that. But
Well, you're kind of on that route anyways.
Yeah.
I know. Well, I want to brag. I'm going to hit send, and you can't unsend.
anybody.
Okay.
Hashtag ding dong. The witch is dead.
All of your social scores, every one of you goes up by 1. So, Rexar, what's your social score now?
My social?
Yeah.
It's at 5 now.
All right, well, you're still at -1. Ching Shi, what's your social now?
10.
So you're still at +1. Captain Beth, what's yours?
8.
So you're still at +0. And Keith Clark, what's yours?
7.
So you're still at +0. But slowly climbing that social ladder.
Yeah.
So she... Let's see here. She... Man, she rolls good. She throws a burlap bag over her and kind of makes a hood and limps her way out of the scrap heap and makes her way back towards the port, where she will take off on the Mercifuge. And she tells you she will send the message before she undocks and takes off and heads toward Borite for your space station. You want to head back to the Harrier? What do you want? Okay.
Like we've got everything, and no one's expecting to hear from us.
Yet.
Because
We haven't done the fair job either way yet. So no one's anticipating us checking in. So I think just heading for the Harrier and taking off is the right call.
Okay.
Sorry.
So you get back to the Harrier.
Yeah.
It has the paint's not completely dry, but you've got shit to do. Hold on here. I don't even know if I have. No. I do not. So, yeah, the Harrier is in full Sindalian Empire paint job, complete with logos. You are given clearance to take off. Ching Shi, go ahead and make your routine piloting check. Piloting plus Dex. Nice. So the black dome opens up, and the Harrier lifts off, and Ching Shi blasts for space. Who's doing the astrogation?
Ching Chi is probably.
Yeah, I'm +2. Is anybody higher than +2?
Yeah.
I'm -1.
4 hours of Keith engineering J drive check at +2.
It's 7.
Okay. And so Keith Clark throws the switch, and the Harrier jumps, and a week later, you'll come out at the Oort Cloud at the edge of the Thieves solar system, and we'll pick this up next week with you approaching the methane moon.
Heck yeah. That was awesome.
All right.
Thank you, everybody.
Have a good night, guys. I will see you on here next week.
Perfect.